Hi, I'm Jay Thomas from Jay Thomas Auto, and welcome to another edition of Hot Rod Hangout with Rod himself at Rod's Hot Rods on Faithful Avenue in Saskatoon. Rod, we've had the last big car show, well, the last official car show of the year. The Coachman Club Fall Roundup was this past weekend.
Yeah, in Warman. I didn't have time to count the cars, but I've heard a couple hundred. I think there's some videos kind of going around some of the Facebook pages, but it was pretty good turnout.
It was great. It was a beautiful day. Yep. But even though car show season is kind of over, things have not slowed down here at Rod's Hot Rods.
Absolutely not.
No, new stuff coming and going. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's showed up, even some stuff that just like hours ago, before I got here.
I was pulling it in as you're driving out.
So what are we going to start with today?
We'll start with a 46 Chevrolet Businessman's Coupe.
Yeah.
That's been my driver for the last 3 weeks.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
The Mopar guys, I finally got a Mopar in. 69 GTX. Then we're going to go to 81 Camaro Z28.
Yeah.
That's the one we just got in.
Yeah.
And that Tin Woody, 51 Chevy Tin Woody.
And this is a really special car. So let's take a walk through the showroom. All right, Rod, we're over in the corner of the shop here and starting in 1946.
46 Chevy Businessman's Coupe. For those who don't know what a Businessman's Coupe is, it means that there's no back seat. So back in the day when your traveling salesman had like sewing machines and whatever trying to sell door to door.
Amway.
Yeah, whatever.
Vacuums.
They put them all in the back because there's no back seats, right? So the back in this area is huge, and then behind the seat is where you'd store all that stuff. So that's kind of neat.
Okay.
That's why they call it a Businessman's Coupe.
That's pretty sweet.
46. I got it from a gentleman in Manitoba. He had it 45 years. So this car has been redone 3 times in 45 years. So I think all the bugs have been worked out of it. This has been my driver for the last 3 weeks. I had this out to the Warman car show on the weekend.
Yep.
Drives phenomenal. Mustang 2 front, 700R. It's got a Nova rear diff. Drives amazing.
Well, and it's a modern powertrain.
Yeah, it's ish, yeah.
Right.
I had it all nice and clean and polished, and then for those of you who don't know me, I've got about 7 or 8 cats at home, and I parked it outside for a couple hours, so the cats got on it. This is a polished, a wet sanded polished car, so there's a couple of marks I got to get out. I didn't give the cats too much heck, but they're doing their job. There's no mice.
I like it. It's lowered, but it's not too low.
Well, it's pretty low, but it doesn't rub. It doesn't bottom out.
That's what I mean. You know, it's great.
Radial white walls.
Yep, those are awesome.
The interior is getting worked on.
Right.
The back's all done in nice vinyl, tan vinyl. The front, I've already contacted Bucky Berman. Hey, Buck. And he's redoing the seat and the door panels. This is the original mohair.
Sure.
Seat.
Obviously, it's been done once before, but done in its original style, right?
So we're gonna do just a nice tuck and roll or a pleat, like a nice cream vinyl on the seat and the door panels.
Yeah.
All the wood garnish is gonna stay. That's pretty cool. That's all hand painted.
It is, and the dash is in really good shape.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's changing is you got a new steering wheel for this thing.
Yes, I got a banjo wheel, and then we're gonna put that on in the morning. I thought we'd already have it done today, but.
And that's gonna look so good because everything else in here, you know, it's new gauges, and I see they have a tack over here where like what the clock would have been,
yeah.
Right? But they're the right style for the car.
Yeah. Lockhart pedal, but it'll look more modern.
So easy to drive and fun, and
yeah, it's lots of fun. Everything works. Nice little stereo. It's got a Chevy crate, small block, right?
Right.
So yeah, nice.
Just start it up and drive away.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, my dad drove that to the show in Warman. I've not had a Mopar for probably 2 months, and it's driving me nuts because I get people asking almost every day, "Where's your Mopars?" So finally got one today. 69 GTX. This is the real numbers matching GTX. The only change on this car is that it should be a B7 blue, and now it's painted Jamaica or Jamaican blue. I can't remember which what you call it, but that's the blue that's on it now. So a very slight change on the blue. It would have been a little lighter for the B7.
Oh, it's so good looking the way it is, though.
Or a little darker, sorry. The B7 is a darker blue. White interior.
Yeah, look at that, hey? All redone. Really nice shape. Console. It's an auto.
So the GTX obviously was on a higher scale than the Roadrunners.
Right.
Like the Roadrunner's the bottom of the barrel, no option kind of thing. The GTX typically had way more options, like the buckets console. This is an odd ordered car though, because it has no power steering, no power brakes. That's how it was ordered.
Really?
For a GTX, that's really odd.
It is, right. You'd expect that on a Roadrunner, right?
Yes.
Like,
and a bench seat, the no options kind of thing, right?
well, and I think like correct me if I'm wrong, but Roadrunner was kind of just like a young kids hot rod sort of thing when it came out, right? It was cheap enough that like a lot of guys could afford it. It was super fast.
Yep.
It was bare bones, so you didn't have to pay a lot of money for any of the other frivolous features and
take it to the racetrack.
Exactly. But this was probably sold more to like
more of a gentleman's hot rod.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, a little more dressed up. You know, it's not just poverty hubcaps and things like that, right? So
it's cool. We'll have to have a look when we go to the inside. It's got a factory tack on the dash, which is kind of neat.
Right on.
Again, this car just came in like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So haven't had time to give it a good clean yet or anything, but
but it sure looks good.
Oh yeah, it's
holy! Look at that.
440.
It's still hot.
Yeah, it's still warm for backing it in.
Yeah, that is
so
awesome.
Notice no power brakes, no power steering.
That's right. Yeah. No extra drag on the powertrain. All the powers were going right to the rear wheels.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It wasn't fun backing it in here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love the color, and that with that orange stripe that you find on the center of the grill there. Oh man,
there's orange on top of the scoops here.
And sort of the right on. That is just awesome.
You don't see too many GTXs.
Well, and this is done kind of really to original. You know, it hasn't been rotted up or anything like that. So that's really cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Next one.
Now, almost the same color
as the 46.
As our 46 is this.
Now, this one came in literally when you were pulling up. I was pulling it in. Like it's maybe an
hour.
hour.
The trailer. Yeah.
So we haven't even. It's a little dirty. Haven't even done anything with it yet. Kind of a cool story with this car. The owner that I got it from, he had it for 34 years. He bought this car back in 1887. So this is a local car. It was repainted back in 1989 by Superior Auto Body, Monty.
Yep.
And there's not hardly any miles on this car since it was redone. There was no rust on the car. It's never had rust. We have pictures of it prior to getting done.
That's cool.
The numbers matching motor and tranny are in a C-can. Now it's sporting a 383 stroker with a 200R. That interior is 100% original.
Yeah, and look at it. It's just
never been touched.
Awesome.
Other than being a little dirty.
Well, so yeah, that'll get cleaned up, no problem. But look, not even a crack on the dash.
Nope,
and these things were infamous for that dash pad cracking, right?
This car sat for a lot of years, so we just got it back from the shop. We had it up on the hoist, did a new oil pan gasket, kind of went through everything, did a mini tune-up on it. Timing was out a little bit. It's running awesome. It sounds killer.
Yep. Well, it's great.
And the bottom is detailed. It's all brand new bushings, new like everything.
Everything. Sweet. Yeah, that's kind of right up your alley too, isn't it? Like that's, when you were growing up, this was the car to have. A lot of people.
Back in high school, buddy Jeff Rosner back in the day, if he's watching, 81 Z28 black, center lines, tinted windows. That was my dream car. Could never have it, but I always wanted it. So this is about as close as I've gotten so far.
That's right. There you go.
Yep.
Very cool. And the last one we got to talk about is right here.
Yeah, and this is what I drove out to the car show on Saturday.
It is crazy unique. So it gives its nickname away right here with that Alberta plate, Tin Woody. Now, 51
Chevrolet. I got to get this right. I'm doing some homework. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. I think it's a Style Line wagon, Tin Woody.
Now, what we notice on the front is that the headlights look a little bit different than it would from stock.
Keep in mind, this is more of a hot rod, like a resto mod now.
Yes.
There's a lot of original parts, but there's a lot of custom parts. So the headlights are off of a 2004 Mini Cooper.
Because that's about the time the resto mod was done. And
believe it or not, yeah, this car was built, believe it or not, in the 2004 era. So it's 17 years old, but it came from kind of a museum-ish private collection.
Right.
So the gentleman that had the car, he actually had it built to his liking, and that's who I've got it from.
Yeah. So, I mean, back then, the Mini Cooper had just come out, And so those lights, you know, were kind of a cool thing. So that's what they stuck on there.
And the hood also is the filled seam on the middle of the hood.
Right.
It's all filled. And then,
Yeah, would have been split before. But here's what makes this so cool, is that at the time that this car came out in the early 50s, and of course, you know, just post-war and pre-war, but that era, a lot of the manufacturers were making Woody wagons, right?
Yeah. And most of the Dodge and Ford right through the early 50s, they were all wood inside, outside. It's something, and I'm learning more as I go, because this is the first one that I've ever seen before. I've had thousands of cars, the first one I've ever seen. So I'm learning more, but the outside is all tin, painted to look like wood.
So we gotta have a look at this, yeah.
And the inside is real wood.
So it looks really convincing. We have to get up super close to this thing, and even then you really can't tell. But all that wood grain is hand applied, hand painted, and the artist's name is on the back of this thing. Inside, though,
you can see the inside. That's the real wood.
That's the real wood right there.
Yeah.
But look at how nice, you know, the leather is. It was done so well on the inside. Up here, DVD player hanging from the roof.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, AC unit you can see hanging from under the dash in there.
This thing drives like, I can't even explain how well this thing
just
drives.
so cool.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And you know what, the back doors are really big.
Getting in and out's okay.
Yeah, no kidding. On the back of this thing, and it's cool because all this sort of faux wood, if you want to call it, you know, it's not an applique like they did in the 80s with the stickers. It's
not a Mac
hand-painted.
tack. This is actually hand painted.
But you know, the metal still has some cool curves to it. All the chrome is great. On the back here,
this is cool.
Yeah, this is pretty neat.
Well, I'll just put this up first. So this is where your license plate goes, right?
Yep.
So this is when you have your tailgate down, this folds up with your tailgate, so then you can still have your light on your license plate.
And your brake light.
And yeah, only have brakes and signals here too.
Sure.
So it's kind of like a third brake light back in the 50s.
Yeah, dump it down for us, can you?
Oh yeah, for sure. So it goes down like that, and then you got to help it a little bit, and it stays up.
And it stays up. Look at that. How brilliant is that? Because I bet you a lot of guys, you know, it's probably 4 feet wide, so a 4x8 sheet would go in this. And does that seat fold down back there? I don't know if it moves or not.
From factory, I think it would have. Now it's
fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed now.
So probably is you could, you know, fold that, lay it down, and your plywood would hang out to, you know, somewhere out here.
Or your surfboards or whatever you got.
Sure, yeah, whatever you're taking with you, and that would work. But look at how nice it's just, even back here, everything is finished so nice.
The bows on the headliner. And
yeah, it smells like leather when you stick your head in there. So this was like a mega restoration, right?
Oh, this was huge. Like, I can't even fathom doing this car today. Like,
it's absolutely
I wouldn't
insane.
even know where to even start. Like, the underside looks just as good as the top. Like, it's one of the nicest cars that I think I've ever had in my shop.
And it is so cool to look at. And wagons have got a huge following now. Woodies are really cool, but this is just something really else.
Something different, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you saw anything you liked in the video, check out rodshotrods.ca for all the pictures and details and pricing and everything there. But there is much more coming, right? You got your truck's on the road right now.
Yeah, my tow truck and trailer are on the road. They'll be back here in about an hour. I've got 2 cool units on that one.
Yep.
You want to know what they are?
Yeah, sure.
A 91 Chev short box, kind of a tribute to Dale Earnhardt. It's kind of a cool one. And a 46 Ford panel.
Yep.
I've seen you sneaking around the one outside. That'll be for next week. Get the special one. A 57 Ford 2-door custom Pro Street.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool one.
It's very different. It's very cool. Yeah.
And we might have a big block Laguna.
Yes. So that's just what we know about now.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never know.
I mean, this is early in the week. By a week from now, even more. Yeah. So go to rodshotrods.ca to find all the details there, and we'll catch you next week on Hot Rod Hangout.